Tell me, do you mind?
I'm looking a little ratchet in this episode, if you can tell. It's funny how the people that are protesting genocide are being called terrorists. It's crazy because before I've been coming across all these videos of protesters getting arrested, being called terrorists by the police. I'm just gonna read it the way I wrote it because we're gonna unravel this together because I wrote this so long ago. I literally don't even know. So terrorism, ellipsis, which means ... What is it? Best defined as, quote, death and bodily harm with the use of violence, semicolon, endangering a person's life, semicolon, risks posed to the health and safety of the public, semicolon, significant property damage. So wouldn't big businesses be considered terrorists, question mark? Oh. Wait, I ate this.
No, I actually ate down.
Risk posed to the health and safety of the public. I mean, think about the water.
Pollution. The
Yeah,
pollution.
air pollution, noise pollution. It's in a hypocritical for to be so against terrorism in our nation, but still permit and commit acts in other nations because that's really what it is. I mean, if you just like those army movies, obviously they're movies that are not based on full nonfiction. However, the stories do reflect real life stories. There was this one movie. I don't even know what movie it is. I don't know who was acting it. This army guy from the US side took a woman. And yeah, I'm pretty sure you can fill in the blank there. That's not cute. And shit like that does happen. And that's what's it's one of those things that grinds my gears. You know what I mean? Here you are this idolization over you because you're protecting a nation, but you're harming other people in other nations. I feel like the way that it's accepted or made to be seen as normal is because it's oh, we have to do it or they'll do it to us. And it's how about nobody does it to each other?
Period.
Is that not an option? I don't know. Maybe it's because I have too much humanity and where I'm I don't know, killing all these people is last on my list to do.
Not being part of that 1%. I feel like that really, that has a lot to do with the fact that that's even a thing.
And it's so funny that the 1% is the real minority. And I don't mean that in the sense where they're the ones experiencing oppression. They make up less than us. But yet, there they are, and here we are. It's the
when they're up there, they don't have to worry about being scathed by anything down here. Respectfully,
especially because they have their scapegoat. Scapegoat is to put blame onto someone else. Argument from racists is what I'm gonna call them, or I guess even xenophobes, is that they're taking our jobs, but then they're too lazy, they don't work. So it's which one is it, babe? You're just throwing things out there to justify your bigotry, genuinely.
The argument that they make up a lot of the criminals in the United States is actually ridiculous. Citizens, they're the ones that make up the majority of the crime in this country. It's not the people that are coming into this country. The whole parasocial relationship with the president that comes from the people who call themselves his supporters it's cult-like in the way that it's Taylor Swift's is. It's almost off-putting. Every president has had a parasocial kind of hold on the United States, of course, for the most part. But when these other presidents were president, it didn't feel like they had a whole. They're fans. Yeah. They're not just proud because this is their president. They are fans of this person.
I don't listen to Nicki anymore. No barbs out there are gonna be you don't listen to the I never said she's a bad rapper. In fact, I think she's extremely gifted and she's well versatile when it comes to delivery, flow, character in real life is why I had to stop listening to her, because why are you willing to be with somebody with the record that they have? There could be many counter arguments sometimes the law system are against black men.
To my knowledge, there's still consequences for his crimes. He's also on the registry, if I'm not wrong.
I can't even imagine being laid up with somebody I know had that record. I would just be feeling yucky. That's permitted, especially someone in such a pedestal. This is somebody who's, again, like that idol, that parasocial relationship. And then it's like, but girl, do you not see what she stands for? Being with a motherfucking sex offender. Like, and it's a no for me. That's a no for me. That's my boundary, and I'm setting it. There's more rappers, there's more artists out there, and I think that's what a lot of people need to realize. Like with the R. Kelly situation, oh, but I just love R. Kelly. I love his songs. And I get you can have nostalgic, like, hold to a song.
This is pretty much the conversation of separating the art from the artist.
Yeah.
This is like always an uncomfortable, like, I don't know. I feel like so weird about this. I agree with you 100%. The allegations that came out against them, it makes the things that they're singing about really uncomfortable sometimes. What are you going to do to keep up that facade if your music and your dancing and your bling and your performance isn't keeping everybody like hypnotized or whatever you want to call it. Like everyone's kind of waking up now because it's like, who are you really? Like who have we really been like giving all this money and this power to, this influence to, allowing our children to be around and listen to?
And you bitches be quick to say, but the children, bitch, but the children, bitch, like exactly.
Call me the friend that's too woke, but it's deeper than that.
How you gonna try to make fun of people that are quote quote woke because they're knowledgeable on topics? That whole mantra of like making fun of wokeness, I feel like that is based off of wanting to keep people ignorant, wanting to keep people like wanting to stigmatize being consciously aware of the factor that play that determines certain things. Actually, in Freaky Friday, I don't want to give too much away because I know you haven't watched it yet, but they were low-key poking fun at building healthy relationships, almost like breaking down generational trauma. They were high-key making fun of it, question mark. If you watch it, you would know what I'm talking about. Breaking generational trauma is the goal. Like, and I don't know, being woke is also the goal, because why would you want to be asleep on yourself, on society? We need to be up, and you know what, that's actually brings up to another topic that I want to start talking about. It's like in interplay with what we were already talking about. Back in the day, there was protesting, and I mean like for all of the stuff that we are able to live in this time now with our identities not fully safe and not fully rid of like oppression, but it's a lot better than what it was in the past. And why was that? Because of all the protesting, all of the unification, all of the coming together, all of the fighting back. We don't have that, and it's because of the system that's already in place,
pacifying us.
Yeah,
there's either something to do, and when there's not something to do and we cry and we say something about what's going on, when something is wrong, and we speak up and we act like we know what's going on, and we can tell that we can tell we're being played, we can see right through everything that's going on. What do they give us? Something else to pacify us, a new trend, a new fad, some new music, a new app, a new something like that. Something always happens. If it's not something horrendous like a world event, there's always something to like divert the attention from what's actually going on. It's just freaky kind of to watch too. They'll do anything to escape reality, because reality is not fun right now.
That's why I love that pacifying thing. That was super cute. Where did you hear about that from?
I said that myself.
What? Oh, queen.
I didn't hear about that from nowhere. I just said that.
That's iconic.
While you were talking, that's what came to my head. I'm like, yeah, because it's literally like
Bitch,
they're pacifying us.
Thank you. I actually would like to tie into that with bystander effect. I feel like we're experiencing the bystander effect in such a large spectrum because of the internet and social media. Because we're watching, and it's like something will happen one day. You know, somebody's gonna fight back. And it's like, baby, it's supposed to be us. We're the ones that are supposed to be fighting back. Because we see it online, and we're like, I know, like, for me, like, I try not to feel so useless and so hopeless. I, like, you know, I'll share a post here and there, and I'm like, but what is sharing this post going to do besides letting other people know about, you know, the bad stuff going on? And I know that it's important to spread that awareness, but it's like, okay, but how far is that going to get to creating change?
People are like, well, why would I sit there and protest all day? I'm not going to be getting paid for that. Like, I've heard people say things like literally with everything in their heart. They genuinely mean it when they say things like this. And you know why? Because it comes down to like money equals being able to survive.
Yeah, no shit.
So many of my friends are working like 2 to 3 jobs to survive, and it's just so crazy to watch.
Yeah, and it actually ties into the book that I'm currently reading now. Being able to do whatever you want, whenever you want, is the greatest form of wealth. If anything, with a paraphrase of it. And yeah, I agree.
Wow. Me too.
No, because
that sounds like a fantasy.
Yeah, it's a reality for some. Seems far-fetched for us because we're
But are they really not doing, like...
They're doing whatever they want whenever they want.
But are they really?
Oh.
I feel like when we think of wealth, we think of a constant like influx nonstop that will never end, rather than like a lump sum of money that's there and eventually will end, because money does always end. There's always an end. There's no way that money will forever keep coming in. And if there is, and if that is happening, there's something illegal happening.
Not necessarily. In fact, with investment and having an investment portfolio, your money accumulates throughout time.
Right. So, but there's no way there's not some type of scam there. The government doesn't. But how does the government benefit from that?
Making money on investments. I don't know if you have to pay taxes or not, because it's still in businesses that pay taxes.
I'm talking less technical about like legality terms. I feel like it gets scummy up there.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about ethics don't matter, so the rules don't matter. So what you're saying is redundant to what I'm trying to say. When you get up there and let's say you're doing really well, you're eventually going to be stepping on somebody's toes, and whoever's toes you're stepping on might have more power than you.
Wealth is more hidden, because we commonly mistake wealth and being rich. Where being rich is like,
I'm talking about monetary wealth. What I was talking about was monetary wealth. Sorry.
And what do you mean by monetary wealth?
Money, not the wealth of just like being happy or like
that's being happy.
Because being happy, like genuinely just like fulfilled, exactly, is different.
And that's why I'm saying doing whatever you want, whenever you want, having control over that time creates that happiness. But
we don't have control over that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
because we don't have the money to have control over that.
Even if we did have the money, there's still something that's going to have control over. We're never free. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's like in the end, like keep getting down to the root. Okay, sure. There's something else. But we're never free, because there's always something to fucking answer to. There's not. We don't just stop answering to somebody.
Yeah.
Maybe if you can just run away into the woods and never ever see anybody ever the fuck again. Maybe. Yeah. I love the idea of a commune, but there's always something more. Like that was my point. I'm not trying to dilute your point.
Like what the examples were, like if you need to take time off of work because like you're sick, but you have the money to pay for like medical bills and stuff like that, like things like that. Like that's where you have more control. Like that a lot of people don't experience, and that's wealth.
I guess that's what we would consider it. That's so crazy, because it's just so crazy to think about it. Like we're safe, like feeling safe is wealth.
And the only way a system like this gonna fucking be disrupted is if like Planet of the Apes happen, or a zombie apocalypse. Some deep shit, bitch. And I like it deep. Not too deep where it's gonna puncture something, but deep enough to make you feel it. Let's take a selfie. That was the time, huh? We do have to say something a little less like serious, intense. Because they're like, all these bitches do is complain about the world we're in. There are things in play that allow fear to stop us from doing good. For example, did you know that if you happen to experience a car accident and you stop to help them legally, if you pull someone out and accidentally hurt them more, you could get sued?
Yeah, and if you try to save them and you kill them, you can get charged with manslaughter.
Isn't that something? So they would, and I didn't know that, and I think it's not perpetrated out into the world for a reason, because it's like, bitch, save that hoe. But then it's like, damn. Because now I'm going to be like, damn.
What if you try to, and then you do end up really hurting them when they could have just been saved by a medical professional?
What the fear is that, what if they don't get there in time? It be taking these bitches long.
It do. And 5 minutes feels like 10 years when you're waiting for something.
Yeah, to save a life, bitch. And it's like, what are you supposed to be just standing there? But then I also couldn't just risk getting sued, bitch. They're gonna sue me off the record, but on the record, because I'm gonna keep this part in. But like, if this ever is used against me in trial, this is off the record. I would try to help them, and if they get injured, I will run away.
Gone. You'll never even know I was there.
In fact, I was never there.
Ow.
Permit yourself to ask yourself deeper questions than what your mind is able to answer. And by doing so, you will learn how to do research and understand concepts that don't necessarily agree with what you know. See, because my thing is, are we in a democracy? I don't know, but I do know ideologies and morale, and that's where I side by. And based on those perspectives, I'm able to know and pinpoint when things aren't okay.
If we keep going, we'll keep going. Is this a closeout?
I mean, it's closed when the door is closed.
Okay, period.
And it's never gonna be shut. Because we're leaving it open so that you know you're welcome to walk through and change your mind of ignorance. Walk through that door, babe. We're waiting. It's okay to accept when you're wrong. And if I was wrong, I would accept it. But that's not the case. I think there's like certain things that like you don't know. Like, for example, like killing people in like because of the court of law. I'm here for it, but I'm also not here for it because think about like what was acceptable to kill people for. Based on history. What they believed was right and wrong. For example, same-sex relations.
Interracial relations. They would do public hangings of these people. Hooking up with a white woman. The white woman would then go on and say she was being raped. Even if she didn't, her father would, her husband would, her brother would, anybody. You know what I mean? So this would get people killed. But
when I think about like pedophiles and when I think about rapists, you know, like things like that, I'm like, you know, maybe killing's not wrong. I don't know. No shame.
No, because can you reform those things? And honestly, I feel like there hasn't been much proof of rehabilitation in those. I can't get behind jails too, because when I think about jails and how much money they make and
you have to think about the pipeline. We're sexy while looking a mess. We are really something else.
This used to be private.
Period. And we open our legs up for you. Like, I love reading the comments and like
I know I'd be so happy.
I love the interactiveness, so please feel free to do it. Like, yeah. Love you guys.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Okay.
This bitch said bitch, so we're singing. It was the throat clear, you know, for me.
Bye. How about now, bitch?